So my name is Alexandra. I am marketing specialist in Solarity. So thank you all to joining us for this webinar that we organized with our partner JinkoSolar about the battery energy storage systems. As you could hear, our webinar is recorded, so don't worry if you miss anything. We'll upload it to our YouTube channel, so you can check it and watch it one more time. And for the questions, if you have any, you can answer in the blog Q&A, and we will answer them right before our presentation, so we don't interrupt our speakers. So thank you again for joining our webinar. Okay, maybe we can pass the word to Jakub. Could you
Sure.
start from your part?
Yes.
Okay.
If you can go
Yes.
the presentation, that's great. And let me introduce myself. I'm Jakub Elias. I'm representing JinkoSolar in Czech and Slovakian market. Together with Solarity, we are long-term partners. You may see me on some past webinars. And let me make Jinko overview. Let's update some numbers from last webinars, and let's talk about news. So let me start with the numbers of JinkoSolar. Currently, we are about 320 gigawatts delivered globally. We have 15.5% of market share in global market. We have 30 world records in PV effectiveness, and currently we have about 100 gigawatt N-type TOPCon production capacity. We can go to another slide. So most important things about JinkoSolar. We are world's leading manufacturer of PV modules and battery energy storage systems. 2026, JinkoSolar was established. Company is listed on New York Stock Exchange. We are very R&D oriented. We have more than 3,000 patents, not only PVs, but also ESS. And we are N-type TOPCon industry leader. Currently, we are number one. You can go back, yes. We are number one in delivery PV panels worldwide, and it's for many consecutive years. In half one of 2025, we delivered more than 41 gigawatts. We have 14 production factories in mainland China, not only there, but also in Malaysia, Vietnam, USA, and Saudi Arabia. We have two vertically integrated super factories. This is the factory where we can produce whole production needs from ingots to assembly of the modules. And most importantly for this webinar, it's BESS, and currently we have around 2.4 gigawatt hours installed globally. We can go to the other side. You can see on the global map, you can see our our premises. You can see manufacturing premises and also R&D premises, which are in China, Malaysia, Vietnam, but we have also R&D labs, which are placed in Singapore and Australia. We can go to the other side. I spoke about 30 world records in effectiveness. You can see it here. Currently in N-type TOPCon module, we have 25.5% of effectiveness in module level in laboratory conditions. And when we go to cell, we have 27.02%. This is TOPCon, and to the future, we think N-type tandem cell will take a place. We estimate about 4 or 5 years, and currently we have 34.22% of effectiveness for these tandem cells in laboratory conditions. We can go to the other slide. Currently, JinkoSolar announced new technology 3.0, which is better technology in manufacturing of modules and cells. This is still TOPCon technology, but we were able to make higher efficiency by precision the manufacturing. Currently, with TOPCon, we can compete back contact technology in effectiveness. You can see our main products in this 3.0 technology here. And when you go to the other side, we still have N-type 2.0 technology, which are our main products. Of course, if you will have more questions about modules, you can contact me or Solarity, but we need to focus on BESS today. So let's go to the other slide. This is what we mentioned. JinkoSolar is a producer of battery energy storage systems. Most importantly, for today, my colleagues will talk about utility scale and C&I scale. We can go to the other slide. Just brief information about patents of Jinko. You can see on the first picture, JinkoSolar is the leader in intellectual property between our competitors. And so on the first picture is that there are the patents, and on the other picture there are the patents which are you can see it's in TOPCon. We have also patents in back contact, in tandem cells, but also we have patents in ESS solutions. We can go to the other side. Just brief overview about our markets. If you are interested, our biggest markets, biggest market share are in these countries as Saudi Arabia, Netherlands, Argentina. We are really strong in Poland, Greece, Bulgaria, and so on. So we can go further. We have excellent smart manufacturing. Our factories using and combining Industry 4.0 and Internet of Things. And this is in manufacturing of PV modules and also ESS solutions. We can go further. A very important topic is ESG. JinkoSolar is very strong in ESG topics. We have zero carbon manufacturing premises. We can go further. Very important is bankability. Even during these times, Jinko Solar keep AAA of bankability rating, which means you are you have in Jinko Solar you have a very strong partner, and also Jinko Solar wants to work with strong partners. We can go further. Another ESG accomplishments are here. We have outstanding ratings in compared to the other manufacturers in our area. We have B climated rating. We have a silver medal in EcoVadis sustainability. We have a triple B ESG rating in MSCI. Here is again the bankability AAA, and we of course are in the tier 1 list of the manufacturers of PV panels. We can go further. We also take responsibility for footprint. We are present, and we set the goal based on emissions for RE and EP 100. We can provide fully traceable solar modules, and also we are strong in UNGC. We can go further. And just for the end, we are recognized as top 50 Chinese most innovative companies from Forbes. Can go further. And I thank you very much for your attention. And if you will have any questions, we can do it after the webinar, or we can contact even after that. And now I will pass the word to my colleague, Zach.
Hello, good morning, everybody. So I'm Zach Faraday. I'm a business development manager at JinkoESS. I'm focused in Europe for C&I. And I'm joined also by my colleague, Lucia Dolera, who will be speaking after me. Who will be talking more about utility scale. So if we go to the next slide, and one more. So I'm going to be talking briefly just some background about JinkoESS and ESS systems in general, some brief information on market trends, then I'll speak more about the system itself. So firstly, why even consider an energy storage system in the first place? We see ESS as a key technology for promoting large-scale application of renewable energy. It's one of the easiest routes to shore up our energy supply and enable us to really maximize renewable energy sources in general. We're seeing massive adoption of the technology across Europe. So you can see from the graph here the massive growth in all types of energy storage systems, residential, C&I, and utility scale year on year. So the number on the top of the bar graphs is showing, if you just go back one, please. Yeah, perfect. You can see back in 2022, globally, this is the global figures for energy storage capacity. It was only at 35 gigawatts. And then in 1 year, it's almost tripled to 95. And then as of last year, it was 155. And this year, we're seeing estimates of 205 gigawatt hours. of installations globally. So you can also see some of the drivers for why there's been such a massive pickup on ESS globally. So some markets such as China, it's largely policy driven. It's been pushed quite a lot by industrial and commercial sectors as well, driven mostly by electricity time of use pricing, which enables peak and valley arbitrage, so they're able to make money off the systems that way. In the US, it's mostly large-scale storage, but there is a very large domestic storage market, especially in more developed electricity markets such as California and Texas, which is allowing them participation in ancillary services, energy arbitrage, making it more economical. And also one of the massive benefits for them, especially in countries which have not so robust energy networks, there's always the risk of blackouts. So the backup capabilities, which is allowing them to increase network resilience, and that's been driven mostly initially by residential, but now more utility scale is being added in the US. Within the European market, it's mostly driven by high residential electricity prices at first. It was the residential markets that were the largest at first, especially in markets such as Germany, which is the largest residential market. And it's been supported by policies such as subsidies and tax incentives, which make it much more economical for people to make the investment. Countries such as the UK have developed a very developed electricity market with opportunities in ancillary services. So there's spot market arbitrage as well, which is more of a focus for a large scale storage. And then, yeah, there's also, the Australian market and the Middle East market. Those are the other two large markets globally, which are being driven mostly by decarbonisation efforts. You can go to the next slide, please. So this is just showing some of the global installation figures based on regions. So China is by far the largest globally, followed by the US, Europe in third place, Australia, and then the Middle East. But the European market is very developed, and customers have unique requirements that us here at JinkoESS are well placed to service. Go to the next slide, please. So, yeah, on the left here, you can see our mission, which is to optimize the energy portfolio and take responsibility for enabling a sustainable future. So here's just some background on JinkoESS and how we came about. So we began expanding into the global energy storage market as early as 2019, focused mostly on integrating PV and ESS for overseas clients. It's mostly in the Chinese market at first. And then as of the end of 2022, JinkoESS was officially established as a separate entity. And we focus on research, development, and manufacturing of energy storage systems. We have a very large R&D staff. There's thousands of them based at our headquarters in China, in Haining. And as of 2024, we were first recognized as a Bloomberg NEF Tier 1 energy storage manufacturer, which now means that we are ranked a Tier 1 manufacturer both for PV and ESS. And yeah, ever since that, we've been continuously ranked as a Tier 1 manufacturer. So currently now that's 6 quarters consecutively. So at the heart of everything is Jinko. So we're made up of 3 distinct cores. There's Jinko Solar, which is obviously the giant that everyone knows, the global #1 for PV. Then there's Jinko Power, which is our EPC development arm. They don't operate within the European market, and they're focused mostly on other global regions, mostly China, Indo-Pacific, and LATAM regions. And then, as you can see, then there's JinkoESS, which is our focus here in my team. We have our own entire company structure with dedicated departments focused solely on ESS business activities. So we have our own R&D department, our own sales and marketing department, finance, IT, legal, you name it. It's its own separate entity essentially that sits within Jinko. and it works very easily together. You just go back one slide. Yeah, we can go forward. So you can see here some of our global strategic partners. They're very recognizable brands that most of you would be able to recognize here. And we've had collaboration in utility, commercial, residential, all of the above. If you go forward. So here you can see this is the BNEF tier 1 manufacturer list. So this shows on the right hand side all of the tier 1 manufacturers, which Jinko is part of, that I mentioned earlier. On the left also you can see some of the photos from our factory in China. Now this factory is highly automated. You can see the yellow robot there on the top. It operates mostly automated, with very little human intervention, only at the final assembly part and checking. There's a video which I can provide a link to later, which is a full factory tour, which we can show you later on. Go to the next slide, please. So here you can see just some of our industry planning. So for ESS, we have our own internal lines for developing our own cell manufacturing, which has already started. In-house BMS, PCS, EMS, and cloud platform. So essentially everything that builds an ESS system, we want to be able to have self-manufacturing and have some control over ourselves. So kind of following on from the vertical integration that we've done on the PV side of the business, that Jakob mentioned earlier, we want to replicate that on the ESS side. So as of 2024, we started our own in-house cell manufacturing. So you can get a JinkoESS system with a Jinko cell. Also, an in-house built BMS battery management system. So that's operational as of the end of last year as well. But at the start of everything, we began as a system integrator. So we're comfortable working with our partners, these well-established third-party suppliers for external components such as the PCS. And we work with global recognizable names as well within Europe, such as NGT, SMA, and Power Electronics. But for some of the other regions, such as in China, we have a self-developed PCS that we're working on. But essentially, the way that we like to operate is we will extensively test things within the home market in China first, before then moving on to the other regions. So here you can see some figures about our in-house battery manufacturing and cell manufacturing. So we actually started off in 2020, end of 2023, 2024, with 4 GWh of cell battery manufacturing capacity, which is, as you can see, is rapidly multiplied into 17 GWh of system manufacturing capacity. And by the end of, well, not even the end, a year from now, that will almost double to, well, more than double to 37 GWh. So we have a very robust capacity within the factory to be able to meet any needs of any client. If they had a large project coming up, we're there to support them every step of the way. And yeah, we're able to produce 5 GWh of battery cells, and this is annually as well. You can go to the next slide, please. So here is just a slide, just it has some links to some of the videos that I mentioned earlier. We won't sit here and watch them now, just for watching the time. But at the end, I guess perhaps during the Q&A, I could post links to these. They're all on YouTube, so you're able to watch them at your own leisure. And yeah, there's a factory tour video, which is quite interesting to see. And then there's also a walkthrough of our cell manufacturing facility at our factory in Haining. It's just outside Shanghai. But essentially, it's showing that yeah, that the highly automated nature of our manufacturing process, the quality inspection processes as well, and the fact that it is very highly and fully automated. We can go to the next slide, please. So now to get started on the actual products themselves and give you some more information on the specifics and the specs. So at Jinko Solar and JinkoESS, we champion safe and smart energy storage through our proprietary liquid-cooled thermal management technology, which helps address traditional energy storage challenges of thermal inefficiencies, safety risks, and complex operation and maintenance requirements. So we've developed two flagship product lines. There's the utility ESS, which my colleague Lucia will talk about shortly. And then there's the C&I, which we call the SunGiga series of commercial and industrial energy storage solutions. And it's currently available in 215 kilowatt hours. And it will be joined soon with an updated second generation 261 kilowatt hour system and a 520 kilowatt hour system, which will be available soon. And all featuring advanced liquid cooling, intelligent monitoring, comprehensive safety systems, and optimized operational performance. Can go to the next slide, please. So to kick things off, this is our current version, the G1 SunGiga. So this is a 215 kilowatt hour all-in-one system. It has an inbuilt PCS, which you can see on the bottom right-hand side, that door there with the grids. And that's where the PCS sits, and that's 100 kilowatt PCS. It's inbuilt, so you're not having to add on an external PCS, taking up more space when in applications where space might be limited. Yeah, as I said, it's 215 kilowatt hours, which is kind of a sweet spot for C&I. It's able to operate at altitudes of 2,000 meters. It can have an optional corrosion resistance up to C5 rating. Externally rated, the enclosure itself, the cabinet, is IP55 rated, but internally it's the batteries themselves are IP67 rated. And yeah, the operating temperature is able to operate from -20 to +50 degrees Celsius, so centigrade. So it's able to operate right across the majority of environmental conditions that you might expect to come across within Europe. Can go to the next slide, please. So here's the spec sheet for the 215 kilowatt hour system. So it uses a 280 amp hour cell size. Currently, we will be moving on to a larger cell size, which is a 314 amp hour cell. That was self-developed again by Jinko. And we're producing our own cells for that as well. And you'll learn a bit more about the cell a bit later once I pass to Lucia. It runs it's a 0.5 C system, so it's a 2-hour system for charge and discharge. It has 5 battery packs within it. So they sit on top of each other in a row in that main door cabinet on top of the PCS. And it allows a large degree of flexibility and also scalability, more importantly, which we're finding when we speak to clients is a real key consideration for them. Being able to scale up the system depending on your specific needs. So you'll see at the end there are some example sites that we've installed that I'll be able to show you, which show some of the scalability of the system. So you're actually able to connect up to 10 of these systems together in series. So you can line them up in a row or spread them out however you might like. And that allows you to to have a system that runs from anything from 215 kilowatt hours up to 2.15 megawatt hours. So that's a very large range of application sizes. It's liquid cooled, as I mentioned earlier, and it has an advanced liquid cooling system, which is able to optimize the performance of the battery itself. It's not just cooling, it's also heating. So in the winter, it's able to raise the temperature of the batteries to make sure that it's always operating at the ideal temperature range, which is around 25 to 35 degrees. And it's a lot more efficient than using, say, an air-cooled system. Also a lot quieter as well, which is another key consideration for clients. Another thing that we get a lot of feedback on, positive feedback, is that the voltage range that it operates at is 400 volts AC, which is compatible with a wide range of mechanical machinery within Europe. And that's something really good that we always hear back from clients, is that it's essentially plug and play. You can just place it in. It's very quick to commission. We send our engineers around to commission the systems and to make sure that it's running as it should. And just another quick mention on the previous system, the 215 kilowatt hour system. It also has an aerosol fire suppression system. If you just go back one slide, please. Yeah. And in terms of the weight, it's 2,800 kilograms, so around 2.8 tons. And the dimensions of it, you'll see once we go to the next slide, when we show you the G2 version, the dimensions are slightly altered. So currently it's 1.3 meters square and 2.3 meters tall. And then if you go to the next slide, yep, you're on it, sorry. So now you can see the 261 kilowatt hour liquid cooled system. So this is the G2, the second generation. So we've been able to squeeze in to raise the energy density of the system by using a larger cell size. So we've moved on from the 280 amp hour cell and moved on to the current 314 amp hour cell size. So it's a larger cell, which allows us to squeeze in more energy into the system. Also, it's entirely upgraded. It's not just that we've changed the cell, every single component within the system has been upgraded. So the operating temperature is now increased from -20 to +50. Now it's -30 to +55 centigrade. So it's a lot more robust and able to operate in a wider range of temperatures. Also, in terms of the altitude, it's able to operate 1,000 meters higher. So for mountain applications, mountainous regions, places like this that might require energy storage, it's able to operate in a wider range of locations. And then also in terms of the PCS power, that's been upgraded as well. So it's gone from 100 kilowatts, now it's up to 125 kilowatts. So if you go to the next slide, I can go into a bit more information on some of the specs. So again, it's a 2-hour system, 2-hour full charge and discharge, 0.5P. Again, it has 5 battery packs within the system. I'll show you another slide a bit later that will show you the internal of it. It runs at the same voltage level. As I said, yeah, the environmental temperature range has been increased. We've upgraded the operating altitude. Also, the cell life has been increased as well. So it's able to cycle more and last longer as well. And also in terms of scalability, whereas the previous system was able to expand it up to 10 units connected, and this is able to be to run with up to 12 units, so an increase of 20%. And then in terms of the footprint I mentioned before, the footprint is slightly adjusted, so it's a bit thinner, so you're able to fit in more units in the same space as well. So it's 20 centimeters thinner and only 10 centimeters longer at the back, and slightly taller by 10 centimeters. So yeah, every single component of the system has been upgraded, and this is also going to be joined by a larger system. If you go to the next slide, which we're really excited about, and this is the 520 kilowatt hour system. So essentially, it's one unit that has two of these kind of sandwiched together. Essentially, it just allows more flexibility in terms of delivery and also location of the system. But internally, it's essentially the very similar components to the other G2. Apart from the cell size, the cell cycle life has been upgraded. So it's instead of 6,000 cycles, it's 8,000 cycles. So you're getting a lot more years out of use out of the system as well, which is really good. So if you go to the next slide, you can see some of the specifications. So again, 314 amp hour cell. This is able to be a 2-hour or a 4-hour system, so 0.25 or 0.5p. There are 10 packs within the system, so 5 and 5 side by side. It also runs at 400 volt AC. The operation environmental temperature is the same, minus 30 to plus 55. Operating altitude is at 3,000 meters, and in terms of the fire suppression systems within it, it's identical as well. So it has an aerosol gas fire extinguishing system with smoke detection, temperature sensors, and flammable gas detectors. And the weight of the system is 5,600 kilograms. So if you go to the next slide, please. So here's just some information on the fire suppression system itself. So it has an aerosol Novec 430 gas fire suppression system built into it. It also has multiple levels of detection at the cell level, the system level, and the pack level. So it's able to pre-flag any abnormal cells and shut them down to prevent any issues and any potential thermal runaway scenarios. It also has audible, visual, and audible and visual alarms on the outside. And on the left, this diagram here, you can see kind of the pack orientation within the system. You can see some of the liquid cooled system on the left there, and the auxiliary electrical equipment. It also has a passive ventilation system built into it as well. So this, due to thermodynamics and convection, cool air is drawn in through the bottom of the system, and it pushes out the hot air at the top. So this also aids in the thermal design of the system. If you go to the next slide, please. So here are just some of the potential applications for a C&I system like this. So it can be used for EV charging stations to provide extra power and capacity if necessary, if you're not able to get the grid connection that you require. It can be used for backup power, also self-consumption, which is used quite a lot, and peak and value arbitrage to make money on the energy markets. If you go to the next slide, please. So here I'll show some actual installations that we have installed across Europe so far, and globally, actually. So this is an installation in the Netherlands. It's 5 SunGiga 215 kilowatt-hour systems connected together. It was installed towards the end of last year. So because it's got these 5 systems, it's a 1 megawatt-hour system, 1.075. And this was used mostly for self-consumption and peak shaving functions. It's been installed at a refrigeration, like a frozen foods company in the Netherlands. So it's there to shore up that power supply, ensure that they have the power that they need for their operations. If you go to the next slide. Now here's an interesting application here. So this is in Japan. Now this application is actually a hybrid. It's a PV site that also has ESS installed. And it's quite a large installation. You'll see on the top right, it's 7 megawatts or 15.5 megawatt hours, which would typically be considered a utility size installation rather than C&I. But because of the unique geography of this location is quite a mountainous place. The transport of a utility scale size battery on a big container is deemed too difficult. So instead, we've put forward using the C&I system in it to allow easier transportation to get it up there into the mountains on those small mountain roads. And this allows them to store the excess PV power when it's being generated, and it's allowing them a 24-hour selling of electricity, which is maximizing the owner's profit, which would be a massive benefit for countries within Europe as well, which have large PV installations. It effectively negates any negative pricing, allows you to make any margin you can make on your system, storing the power when prices are too low, and then selling it later when prices return to the normal positives. Go to the next slide, please. So this system is in Saudi Arabia. It's a microgrid AC system. You can go to the next slide. This is in China. So this is again a very large installation. So yeah, there's 157 megawatt hours of C&I installed, and it also has a utility side as well. Next slide, please. And then this is actually another installation in China, 2.15 megawatt hours. So this is using 10 of our 215 kilowatt hour systems. So you can see what it looks like there all together. And this is a really good application of this. This was installed back in 2023. So this is one of our earlier products. Yeah, and that's it for me. And I'm going to now pass on to my colleague, Lucia Delera. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Zach, for your introduction. Thank you, all of you, for still be there. And I'm Lucia Dolera. I'm going to introduce myself. Firstly, I'm Lucia Dolera. I'm the Business Development Manager for Energy Storage Systems in Jinko Solar for the European team, and in charge of C&I solutions and utility scale energy storage solutions. So more than pleased to have you here. And well, if you have any question after my speech, I will be more than pleased to attend and to comment. And even afterwards, if there is a pending question, I will be also very pleased to answer you by email. So I'm going to explain our solution for utility scale, which mainly is we multiply our solution for C&I adapted to utility scale, larger scale. So please, next slide. So yes, our current solution for utility scale goes up to a capacity of 5 megawatt hour capacity of the battery. This is the nominal capacity. We use the technology LFP, lithium iron phosphate. This technology increase the energy density of the cells, also is more efficient. It can be applied to different applications. We can go for residential C&I and utility scale solution. That's why all batteries that we manufacture in Shanghai goes with this technology. And the cells that we are currently using for that capacity, 5.101 megawatt hour, is 314 ampere hours. And well, here there are some general details of our solution for utility scale. Well, the cabinet design is AB, which means that it's very modular. What I mean is that our solution is very flexible, and above all, in the sense of modular, is that we differentiate the part of the storage where the battery is and what is the electric part, all the firefighting system, etc. So that makes that the performance of the battery goes very smoothly, because the aim of every single part of the battery inside the container doesn't disturb each other. So this is also very important in order to have a very efficient solution for utility scale. There is the solution is a 20 feet solution, which is compatible with all the international markets. It's a very common and standardized size. It can be installed in a 4,000 meters altitude. Take into account that when we start from 2,000, it starts the degradation, but it can go up to 4,000 meters altitude. Ultra quiet, less than 75 decibels. I will explain later with the technical data sheets. And well, we are very aware since the beginning, since we started the design of the battery, about the safety and be adapted perfectly to where it has to be installed. It's not the same if we install the battery in an area close to the sea, in an area close to the desert, in the mountains, or just in a land without any atmospheric topic. So we are really willing to adapt our batteries to each location. So we are prepared for that. So next one, please. Here is the data sheet, main technical details. As I commented you, I'm going to go through this. In case you have any question, just please let me know. LFFP and well, the C rate, as Zach already has commented, is in general standard is 0.5, which is here is shown as max charge and discharge power. You know the C rate or P rate is the same, is the relationship between the power of the PCS and the capacity of the battery. We can provide solution of 2 hours. And for utility scale, this is a standard one, but we go for 0.25, which is 4 hours charge discharge, even 6 hours, 3 hours, etc. In fact, there are some markets, such as the Italian one, that we have already offered solution up to 8 hours. This is a pilot project, but we are really going for that. Always going closely with the PCS. With the PCS and the battery, we made which is the best solution for the client's needs in the projects. Okay. Liquid cooling system. This is all our batteries use the liquid cooling system, which means that we can control really in an optimized, very quite good way the temperature of the battery, which is crucial. Before, when we started in the BESS, let's say more than almost 4 years ago, and our previous competitors use a liquid air cooling system. And well, there are some advantages because well, with the liquid cooling system, we can control much better the temperature, optimize the temperature, and even it goes with regarding with the noise, because it's not the same moving the fans with liquid that moving the fans with air. So this is another advantage that we have using this technology for controlling the temperature, the thermal management control. Okay, operating temperature. Here is minus 30 up to 50 degrees. This is the range that the battery can operate. As I commented to you, if we move forward this range of temperature, we comment or propose to the client different ways, additional ways to maintain the temperature of the battery, which is, as you can hear us, is one of the key topics for the battery maintenance and life plan of the battery. What else? Noise level. I'm going to that. Noise level, we have different testing from 1 meter to our battery and 1 meter 50 to our battery away. So from 1 meter, we reach up to 75 decibels, and 1 meter 50, we can reach close to 70 decibels. So we have this report. So make sure that well, the battery itself is not really noise compared with the PCS. So we have to be to make sure that we comply with the regulatory framework in the local area. So it's very important to see which is at the municipality level. You have it's quite recommended to go there and to see which are the requirements. So at the end, which makes more noise in the battery is the liquid cooling system when it starts. If not, really, it's not so noise. Altitude, as I commented, you can go up to 4,000 meters and above 4,000 meters, sorry, and above 2,000 meters, it's started the rating. Regarding the IP grade, is IP55, which is the container outside, and inside the container is IP67. So I said again, for us, it's like very. We provide with the solution that if the battery is located close to the sea, we can provide can be close to a desert area, close to the sea, and etc. So we provide the best solution and adaptation characteristics to make the lifetime of the battery increase. Also, regarding the corrosion-proof grade, what is standard is C4, and we can go up to C5 in the case that the battery is close to the sea. Fire protection, we provide with all the fire protection system. We complete with all the normative NFPA 855, 6869, 15, all the certifications. So these solutions can be installed in Europe easily without any problem. And we went through to all the certification that allow us to install these solutions in Europe. In fact, we are having quite a lot above all within this end of the year, we are having quite a lot of references in Europe. Take into account that we started, we are quite new in the market, no? So we've been done a lot of big efforts to be in the top level, tier 1 manufacturer, and doing really good things to be, let's say, at the same level of our competitors that were in the market some time before of us. Dimensions, 20 feet container, and regarding the weight is 42 tons. And well, it can be shipped and transported by road. And well, regarding logistics, you have, well, one of the topics that we analyze before sending the solution to the different countries, we analyze if the countries allows in this amount of weight, because in some countries, not much, but in some, the top is 40 tons. So we will be also arranging the battery to provide up to 40 tons, and then we take off maybe the packs or the racks that is needed to reach 40 tons, and then on site we will add the racks that has been removed, no, while it's shipped. I have to tell you that this solution has also 12 racks. You see that here in the, you see the container, every 4 packs, that the pack is that, let's say, black drawer that you see there. So every 4 pack in that is connected in serial is one rack. So there are 12 racks here connected in parallel, and it can be removed. And we can provide also solutions if the 12 racks means 5 megawatt hour, we can go up to 6 racks. So we can provide solution up to starting from 2.5 megawatt hour solution. Okay. Next slide, please. Well, this is a layout. What is seen outside the container. There is a exhaust outlet and air inlet, which is part of the safety measures in the battery. I will explain later. There's also an audible and visual alarm, fire alarm, and emergency stop. You can see there the nameplate of the battery. Well, it shows all the information regarding where has been manufactured, the technology, capacity, etc. The air conditioner, a window air conditioner, and water spray interface that if it is needed an extra water, so when the fireman comes to the site in case there is a fire, the fireman will connect externally there in the water spray interface the water. Next slide, please. Here shows this. We really differentiate what is the battery compartment or department to what is the electric compartment. So in order not to disturb the activity of each of the devices. So in the electric compartment is the air conditioner, the firefighting system, the water chilling unit, the AC/DC cabinet to provide the power, internal power to the battery. So and the part of the battery where are all the 12 racks in the case we have the whole solution for 5 megawatt-hour. Next slide, please. Here, regarding the safety, I would say that the first row of the safety is the BMS, the battery management system, which we have 3 solutions inside of the container. It goes from the at the pack level. So this is the first row, well, the first level of the BMS, which you will see on the bottom of the picture is in green light, BMU. This is at the first level. For every single pack, we have the first level of BMS. You know that the BMS provide us with the information of the main characteristics of the parameters of the battery regarding the temperature, the voltage, the capacity, charge discharge, how if the cells are charge discharge and in the different levels. So this information comes from the BMS. So the 3 levels, as I commented, the first one is the BMU for every single pack. Then the second level is the BCU. This in the middle of the picture is every single rack has a second level of BMS, and which is connected to the level 1, and of course to the third level, which is this SCU, which is the third level that collects or gathers data from the whole system, which is the third level that at the same time is connected to the EMS and the PCS, which I would say these 3 elements are the key for the performance of the battery, controlling the performance of the battery, because the battery itself is just chemistry. So we need these devices to control the temperature, control the performance of the battery. Next slide, please. Well, this is the roadmap. Currently, we are dealing with, I would say, the Santera G2 is the 0.5, 0.25 PRC, and the capacity is 0.01 megawatt-hour, cells 314 ampere-hour cells, and with the cycles, we move from the 8,000 to 10,000 cycles, and we are close to moving to the same cell improved top, let's say, we will say top level to include 10,000 cycles with the same cell. So we improve the efficiency of the battery. We will have the solution by the end of this year. We call it Santera G2 Plus. And then next year we will have the solution of G3, Santera G3, with a 6 megawatt-hour capacity using a cell of 530 ampere-hour cell. We will reach 15,000 cycles. So this is more or less which is the roadmap for the next generations in our utility scale solution. Okay, next one, please. Well, here are shown some key parameters for our current solution for utility scale. The key parameters, above all for backability, and to know, of course, which is the performance of the battery, is these parameters, which are S of H and RTE. S of H means state of health, which is, let's say, the parameter that measures the overall condition of the battery compared to the original, how it was manufactured, no? To the original capacity. So here is shown, and the round trip efficiency, RTE, well, is the rate in percentage that shows the energy that you receive of the battery compared with the energy that you have needed for a full charge-discharge cycle. So the energy that you have needed to complete the full cycle. So this is the RTE, which is really, really an important parameter, those ones. So here, I'm not going to go very in detail, but it's up, you can take this is general, is for the DC part and for 0.5 CRP, 0.33P, and 0.25P, which mean 2 hours, 0.5, 3 hours, 0.33P, and 4 hours, 0.25. For example, 1 cycle a day, if we have here you can see from the year 0 up to 20, we would say that the S of H up to 60% is the maximum that we can make sure that the battery will perform really up in an appropriate way. No? So here you can see, for example, 2 hours charge discharge with 1 cycle per day, we will reach in the year 20 an S of H of 65.10%, which is quite interesting data. And for round trip efficiency, we will reach close to 91.76%. So if we increase the number of cycles, these parameters will be decreased because you make the battery work harder. So the parameters decrease. But in any case, you see here, if you make the battery not work only 2 hours, but 4 hours, which makes no suffer so much, the parameters get a little bit better. So this is a kind of quick revision quickly for these key parameters. Next slide, please. Okay, we provide solution, as I commented to you, for 2 hours, 3 hours, and even 6 hours or 7 hours. We combine our battery solution that I have already detailed the parameters with the PCS. So here are some schematic solutions for in the left side, 2 hours, in the middle side we will say 4 hours, and in the right side 6 hours, a little bit more. So these are solutions that we provide with power electronics PCS and MBS kits. So also the transformer is included. Here, take it as an example, but we provide the whole solution since the design of the project up to the commissioning, not the installation, but we will do the commissioning as well. Next slide, please. For us, as I commented you, it's very important some consideration of batteries regarding the efficiency, safety, etc. I will go fast to this. Regarding the efficiency, next slide, please. Well, our current generation of BESS really offers a more efficient and energy storage performance, which reaches a round trip efficiency of 94%. And well, the auxiliary power consumption is reduced more than 20%, which this means that customers can maximize the usable energy that we can provide, lower the operation cost because of this reduction of the performance, and improve overall the system economics. Well, regarding the non-uniform channel design, Well, for the thermal management point of view, this ensures more precise and balanced cooling temperature, the zones inside of the battery module. So we can really precise and control the temperature here and reduce the thermal gradients between the cells. So here we control that all the cells can be, let's say, at the same level of temperature, depending on and taking actions to make the cells be at the same temperature, and in order to degrade rates of temperature. So ensures the temperature distribution, boosting safety and performance of the battery. Regarding the multi-mode precise temperature control, the system can operate automatically, adjusting the cooling or heating. It depends of the necessities of the battery and operation conditions. This keeps the temperature range, ensuring reliability, safety, and increase the lifetime of the battery. Regarding the zonal temperature control, you can see that those cells that are close to the electric part are not having the same temperature that those cells that are more away. So this zonal control, we ensure that each section of the battery array is maintained with the optimal temperature ranges to maximize performance. And also, of course, if we control the temperature, that makes that the lifetime of the battery increases. Okay, next slide, please. Here's how it works, the liquid cooling system. Every single pack, you see the black drawer, as I commented before, inside has the circuit which a liquid cooling goes. The liquid is 50% aqueous and ethylene glycol. So it depends on if it is need to heat or cool in the battery. It will go to a heat interchanger to provide a heat or cool to the battery in order to maintain the battery temperature between 20 and 30 Celsius degrees. Okay, next one, please. Here is a layout. We normally, the one you see in the right side is the one that we put in the Chinese market. In the left one is the one that we are currently putting, for example, in Europe. It's single side door opening, so it can support back-to-back position. So the rate for the space, it can be increased 37%. Next one, please. Regarding safety, we have next one. We have a 3-layer protection from structural safety, electrical safety, and fire safety. From us, is mandatory. The safety is from the design, the very beginning is for us the most important thing. We put all the safety devices with the top level quality, and also has 5-dimension safety security, covering from the design and prevention up to the response and recovery from an event or incident that could happen. So starting with the cell, module level, pack level, rack level, and all the system level. Every single part has all the safety included inside the container for be sure and prevent any problem. Next one. This is how the safety works, very, very fast. From the cell level, there are valves that if there is a concentration of gas or smoke, it will be open in order to take off this concentration. If it is not enough, then and is concentrated in the container, the gas or smoke, then the deflagration ventilation will be open. This top left picture, you will see how by fluid dynamics, all this concentration will taken off from the container. And in case there is still kind of starting fire or whatever, then the ventilating system will be closed, and it will be open the gas, the Novec 1230. You see there that bottle. It will be open, close the deflagration ventily, and what the NOVEC does is provide gas in order to stop the concentration of oxygen inside of the container. Then if this is not enough, then there is in the top level of the battery, it will be open these pipes and sparkling water to the container. Not to it won't provide the whole container with water, but just it will sparkling water. If this is not enough, then the fireman will have to come and flood the battery with water. Okay, next one, please. Well, here for the packs, we have all the layers for insulation, heat dissipation, and sealing. All the lags in the packs. We have the composite material top to cover, not conductive and anti-arc flashing. Then going to the top up to the bottom, mica module cover plate that prevents the spread of electricity spray. Then the insulation material prevents the thermal runaway programmation between the cells. Then the fuse for short circuit safety protection as well, and explosion-proof valve, as I commented you. This is a quick overview. Next one, please. Well, and also, of course, the BMS, EMS, and cloud platform that provides us with all the information with the main parameters of performance of the battery, which are really a key for us because the battery is monitored in real time, 24 hours, 7 days. So with the BMS and the EMS, we can control the performance of the battery. And this is part of the safety as well. Next one, please. Convenience. Well, as I commented you, it has C5 corrosion resistant rating and IP55 outside, IP67 inside the battery. Supports operation altitudes up to 4,000 meters and operation environment -30 up to 55 Celsius degrees. Next one, please. Ultra quiet, as I already commented, less than 75 decibels. Next one, full stack in-house development, pre-delivery, joint commissioning. This means that since the beginning, all the devices that are connected to our battery as PCS, EMS, we already have done before the installation and commissioning. We have done the testing, between the communication between the battery and these devices in order to make sure that the communication between these devices are already done. So we prevent possible problems on site before doing that. And on the commissioning, of course, we do all the check that everything works perfectly, etc. Okay, next one. Service. We provide technical service, O&M support, and product training. Technical service, 24 hours, 70 hours, 24 hours response, 70-hour issue solution. We have a technical service already open in Europe. It will be open 2 more in the following months. The first one is located in Italy. So yes, we provide O&M if it is necessary, training, etc. So we adapt to the necessity of the clients. Next one, please. Total life cycle cost is increased because all the effort we have put to increase the cost, the capex, the operation and maintenance, the system through output, and all this makes that we are even more efficient. Next one, please. And well, here I think Zach already has commented. Here there are some references, but I have to say I'm not going to go through that. Maybe I'm going to finish. We are currently having operation more than 2 gigawatt-hour in the global level, but in Europe we are having references at utility scale in Hungary, in Tahiti, which was the first one. Tahiti is not geographically located in Europe, as you all know, but yes, it has to comply with all the French regulations. So for us, it's an European project. And in Hungary, we are currently in the commissioning for one project. Greece is going to be one of the biggest markets this year, close to 1 gigawatt hour BESS solution in Greece, in Poland, in Hungary, in Romania, in UK. We are currently as well in a commissioning project in Germany as well, a lot of C&I solutions spread in Europe, etc. So if you have any question, please let me know. I will be more than happy to respond. If I have to leave because I have a meeting, my colleague Zach will also be very, very happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lucia. So thank you a lot for such a detailed presentation to our Jinko team. But as we run out of time, please let's go back to my colleague's presentation. I think it should be fine now. Mate, can you?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry for the mishap. I had some disconnection, so I will just very briefly introduce Solarity to you.
Yes, and please leave questions in Q&A session, and we will answer them after. Okay.
Yes. So just very briefly, Solarity has started out as an EPC company in 2009, and we developed it to a distributor company, and we've been on the market for more than 15 years now. Next slide, please. So obviously our main goal is to be a very important company between the manufacturer and the EPC. So we have to make your life easier as an EPC to get all the information from the manufacturer as soon as possible. So we're helping with that, obviously. Next slide, please. You can see some numbers about the company. You might not know that we are present on 4 continents. So we have an office in Casablanca, Bogota, Amman, and also in Europe, Kiev as well, and also in Europe. So we have 6 official offices and 60 plus employees. We have delivered more than 2 gigawatts of PV components so far. You can see that the headquarters is in Prague, and we have our main warehouse there, but we can provide our goods to basically all over the globe, but mostly work in these markets that I've mentioned before. Yeah, so we have all the standard benefits that a distributor has, but we like to be more and more precise on having the up-to-date technical knowledge about new inventions and new business areas, just like BESS as well. We provide trainings by time to time, and we not only help with financing of any kind, but also we have a partner program that you can benefit from. You can get better prices, better logistics service, shorter delivery times, and so far, so on. Yeah, our main focus right now is obviously BESS, and I think we are one of the not so many distributors who are focusing on that part of the business, and we want to facilitate that the opportunity for our EPCs to integrate these solutions into their portfolio. Okay, I've talked about these, so you can go on. Thank you. Right now, here you can see all the 8 brands that we are offering right now as BESS solutions, from 50 kilowatt hours up to a couple of megawatt hours and so forth, so on. Yes, and regarding Jinko, our technical team has the ability and the permit to officially commission smaller cabinet size solutions. So for example, this 215 kilowatt hour solution as well. Okay. Yes, as I mentioned before, we are on the market. We've been on the market for 15 years now, focusing on BESS more and more. And actually, we have a big 10 megawatt hour project right now. We are commissioning it right now in September. So we're actively developing more and more projects. And we are always giving out even a couple hundred of megawatt hours every month in quotes, only on BESS. Yes. Okay, and we not only offer the products, but we are active and present on all these markets and are capable of understanding the legal frameworks to help you with these systems and with the integration of the systems. Okay, can go on. Okay. So yeah, we boast ourselves with providing a whole solution, so not just the products, but everything from financing support to connecting our clients with aggregators, VPPs that are virtual power plants. Also, we are in contact with third-party EMS providers as well, so not only the ones with the manufacturers. So yes, our view on this is that we'd like to give a package to our clients, so you don't have to run to everyone else with information. So we want to be a hub of information for these kind of products and solutions. So we are there for you all the steps. Okay, you can go on. Yes, as I mentioned before, we have our connections with banks, aggregators, virtual power plants, and together with the manufacturer, we are facilitating all the communication with you. So yeah, we help with project design as well. Okay, you can go on. Yeah, when we give quotations for these projects, basically the most essential things we have to know first to give you some kind of a price quotation as a first stage. We need the kilowatt, the rated power. We need, or the megawatt, depends, megawatt hour as the capacity that you would need. And we need the POI, the point of interconnection voltage as well. So these are probably the most important things to know first, but we also have to be aware of your need of application. Is it for peak shaving? Is it for backup power? Is it for energy arbitrage or anything else? Obviously, we have to figure out if you need an AC or DC coupled solution and evaluate the space that is available for the installation. We have a checklist for this. So every time we talk to a customer, first we send a BESS selection checklist where you can just type in all the necessary information that you have at this point. Obviously, we help with that, but this is like the first evaluation, so to be able to give you the best quotation possible. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, I've talked about the POI voltage. So based on that, when we know the point of interconnection and the voltage of that, we can evaluate if we need a step-up transformer or step-down transformer. As far as I know, most of the brands that we work with provide their own solution for that. As far as Jinko goes, they do, as we've heard it before. Yeah, we help with that as well, obviously. Okay, you can go on. And we are offering 8 different brands. So from economy to premium, we have the options to offer you anything you would need for your BESS needs. Okay. Yeah, and at the stage where it is needed, we also visit your site. We evaluate your potential on that site, and we help you assess all the needed information, the POI, the substation, the foundation, and any requirement you would have. Okay. I've already talked about that we have connection with third-party EMS providers as well, so we can offer that. We have a couple of options, including eVisor that we are working with in Hungary, and the same with aggregators. So aggregators are the companies who aggregate all the smaller energy providers into, and as they are aggregated, they are connecting it to, somehow to the grid and with the TSO. So if you want to participate in the energy market, you most definitely would need an aggregator. Okay, next slide, please. And as far as financing goes, we are also offering any solution that you might need for your financing, to be done. Okay. Obviously, it's not just our work. I mean, we are constantly working together with your EPC's technical team. Obviously, we need that. And also, we are constantly in connection with the manufacturer. And our own technical support team is participating in this project as well. So yeah, this is teamwork. Okay. We don't want to let your hand go as soon as the installation is finished. So that's why we are providing long-term support as much as we can. Jinko has talked about O&M, their O&M solutions. So we help facilitating that as well. And if you have any troubleshooting issues or need an expansion on the long run, we are there to help with that as well. Yeah, and basically this is what I wanted to highlight about Solarity, that we are focusing on BESS more and more. And if you have any questions or any needs of that, we can definitely give you a quotation for any of the brands that you've seen on the screen. So thank you. Thank you for the attention.
Okay, thank you so much. We will move to the questions first. So, okay. I saw the question about if we can get, if you can get a copy of the presentation. So this webinar is recorded. So we'll upload the whole webinar, and you can check that in YouTube, our YouTube channel. Okay, Zach and Lucia left, so thank you. No, Zach is here.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, okay. Lucia left, and you can answer the questions. Which energy meter should the customer use on the AC side cabinet? Can you see the questions?
I can see the questions, yeah, I can.
Oh, great, great.
So it mostly depends on the EMS that they use, because it's the EMS that will read the information, so it must be integrated. We work with a third-party EMS provider, which is called Aurora's Grid. So with them, they suggest 2 different models of the Jenitzer. It's a Jenitzer UMG 104 and a 604 Pro. Those have been integrated and tested, so they work perfectly, and they're both 5 amperes. Aurora actually support other meters, but we don't specifically specify which one you have to use. It can be worked out when you get in touch with us and you're dealing with our technical engineers. We'll be able to support further and give further advice if necessary. But the 2 I said are the 2 that we use mostly. But essentially, if any meter has TCP protocol, it should be no problem. but it just hasn't been tested with us just yet. Other than the two that I mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Also, does Jinko battery system support emergency power on off-grid power?
Yeah, it does. So, what it will do, shall I say? The first generation Sun Giga doesn't have black start capability, but the second generation, so that's both models, the 261 kilowatt hour and the 520 kilowatt hour, which will both be coming soon towards the end of the year. They will both have off-grid support, both on and off.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Mate about the catalogs and TDS of our products. Are you still with us?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So obviously, yes, definitely we can provide all the TDS and all the information that you would need. Let me reach out to you if you can share your email or any contact with us, then I will reach out to you and we can talk about it specifically.
Yes, you can find our emails and reach out to Solarity or I think Jinko also, as well as mentioned before,
Yeah.
if you have any questions. Also, we are a bit late, so I think we can answer your questions in the follow-up email. So thank you again to Jinko team for this presentation and for the overview. And thank you all for attending our webinar. And I hope we will see you in the next webinar. So thank you again, and I will end the webinar. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good
Bye,
day.
everyone.